Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about selling yourself and creating the dots or connecting the dots when things feel unparalleled to us. So I was just on a conversation with a mentor not less than an hour ago, and he was helping me with a project, and we were kind of walking through and breaking apart some of my ideas. And basically I say that that's really saying it nicely. We were basically deconstructing the way that I was viewing what I was working on. And in that session, it really dawned on me that selling oneself is really what separates you from getting an opportunity and not getting an opportunity. It's not necessarily that the person who got the opportunity is the person who is most qualified, but they are able to sell themselves the best. You know, this mentor is also our hiring manager for his institution, and he said to me that if 150 people sent an application to me, I am skimming through these applications, right? I'm not going to read everything. I'm skimming through to see if something catches my eye, but the people that I am going to interview, that I'm going to call in for the interview, are going to be the people that connect the dots for me. I am not going to go through and connect the dots for them. And when he asked me this one question. He asked me, what do you do? And I said, what I did was, and he said, I didn't ask you what you did. I said, what do you do? Those are not the same questions. And I said to him that I know they aren't the same questions, but I don't know how to answer this. And he said, that's honest. And I went through my different experiences, and we were just walking through that conversation. And he's like, when you said everything you just said to me, I'm able to connect the dots, right? But when you're thinking about pitching, whether you're pitching to a VC, you're trying to get a job, you're doing an interview, or whatever it is, your job is to connect the dots for whoever you're going to talk to. It's not their job to connect the dots for you. Oftentimes these hiring managers come to, or these investors or hiring managers come to the space that you're in, and they are exhausted. They're thinking about all the different interviews that they have to sit through, some that they're definitely not enjoying, and they don't want to have to think. They want you to say something that's going to spark something for them, that makes them invested in talking to you. And so it kind of just framed it like, even if you have a lot of different experiences that are not necessarily parallel to the path that you're trying to go on, you can think about it like a road, a highway. You have many different lanes, so you can switch lanes and you're still going to be going on the same path, right? And I honestly believe that this is truly what separates people that get to the top from those who stay middle class. I'm not talking about the bottom, because, the difference between somebody who does excellent and somebody who does good enough is just the fact that one really pushes themselves out. They're selling themselves by their actions and also by the way they show up. And so I still haven't found the perfect way to answer that question, even after coming off that meeting an hour later. And I honestly, sitting there, felt very uncomfortable, because I know I have a lot of value to offer, but my struggle is, one of my main struggles in this process is just connecting the dots and painting the picture that I want to be painted of me. And I wanted to come on here and talk to that person. And I'm going to say that person is a woman, as a woman who's struggling to paint that picture for themselves. And the reason why I say that is because, have you ever noticed that even if a guy does not know something, he is still willing to try? There is statistics that proves that women are less likely to apply for a job or to attend any function or anything, any opportunity, that they are not at least 90% qualified for, let alone 100% qualified for. And a guy would know very well that he's just 30% qualified, and he will still get up there and speak his way into getting that opportunity. And a lot of this has to do with the backgrounds that we've all come from. Not every background is created equal, of course, but I've really paid attention and noticed that men are very bold and confident naturally. It's a skill that a lot of women have to build, but I just see that men just don't really care. They just go about and do whatever needs to be done while we're trying to think about if we should do it or not. And so I understand that when you're trying to be a part of the top percentage, the top 1%, or in any area that you're in, you have to be good at selling yourself. You know, when I was in college, I learned about this thing called the elevator pitch, which is talking about yourself, the best things about yourself in 30 seconds. By the time that elevator ride ends, you should have sold me on why I should connect with you after that ride, why I should give you an opportunity, why I should even want to see you or talk to you again. Elevator pitch, right? And so since I left that space, I've not really practiced my elevator pitch. Well, I've had different variations of my pitch, let me say that, but I've just really not focused on it 100% in terms of reinventing or recapturing the best moments, because obviously you're elevating as time progresses. You're constantly growing, you're constantly changing, and your pitch is also growing and changing with you. But I just wanted to really help you to understand that connecting the dots is really what's going to separate you in the pack. Yesterday, when I gave the tips about things that I wish I would tell my younger self, and I said, don't try to fit in, right? Because you're unique. Selling yourself is your competitive advantage. All the things that you've gone through is your competitive advantage. And being able to connect the dots for yourself is your competitive advantage. All right, so I honestly feel like I am still recovering from that mastermind session, to be honest. And I have some work to do in that department for sure, but I just wanted to, as I am improving myself and developing myself into the woman that I want to become, both financially, personal growth wise, entrepreneurship wise, and just overall holistically, I want to ensure that I at least lift another woman with me as I go up. And that those are the women in my personal life, my mom and my sister, of course, but there's also you watching this video and your family member who are going to benefit from your growth as well. And so if even as cringe as this video feels for me, if at least one person benefits from hearing me say this, my job is done. All right, so just let's be committed to representing ourselves in the best light, because every experience that we've garnered up to this point, whether we think it's a bad experience or not, is really what separates us and something that we can use as our advantage when we are pitching ourselves and selling ourselves to get to the places that we need to be. All right, well, thank you so much for watching this video. If we haven't met before, I'm Khrista-Lee and I talk all things investing in you. And I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Let's go make some mistakes. Bye.